Hey guys, today we're going to go over Procreate basics. This is the beginner video for using Procreate for interior designers. This is what it's going to look like at the end. You will need an Apple Pencil, the Procreate app, and an iPad Pro. You're going to go ahead and click on the Procreate app. You're going to hit the plus button and then go to New Canvas and hit the plus on that. It pulls up this menu. So you're going to go to inches, select inches, and then select the size, the file that you want it to be. I've chosen a 12 by 12 and it gives me 37 maximum layers that I can work with, which is fine for what I'm doing, and the DPI is 300. Once you're happy with that, you go ahead and hit create and it opens up a blank page. Then if you want the drawing, the grid, you're going to go to Canvas and go to Drawing Guide. And once you click yes on the blue, pops up, you can see there's a grid paper or graph paper, and it's stuck there so that for interior designers, you can use it as if you're using grid paper, where a square is 12 by 12 inches. Now, when you click for a color, you're going to click that circle on the upper right, and then you can adjust to select the color that you want it to be. Right now I'm under the pencil for the brush, and you can choose, whatever pencil you like. This is Neriander pencil. Let's see, and if it's hard to see, I turn off the guide so you guys can see what this pencil looks like. It's pretty easy to draw. It's good. It's very easy to sketch with an iPad pencil. That's an HB. That's the Tech Pen. This is the HB again. So you can change the pencil tip to be whatever you want it to be. When I am doing these little quick sketches, I use 6B or HB to get started on. And this right here is the ink. Then I use the technical pen a lot of times. So this, if you want to change it to black, like if you had an ink pen, you can just hit that circle and change it to black. If you want to adjust the opacity, you're going to click that bottom slider. So the lower you go, the lighter it gets. The higher you go, the more bold it gets. And then the same thing on the top button. That controls the size of the pen tip. So the higher is a bigger ink pen, lower is a more fine ink pen. So that one is something that you can control. Right now I'm going to go ahead and clear that by sliding to the left and hitting the clear button. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back to sketching. I like my 6B. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the drawing guide. And now you can kind of start clicking and creating like the footprint of the room. Like if you have a certain room dimension that you're required to work with, go ahead and count the squares. However, whatever the room dimension, you're going to go ahead and count over. 1 square is a foot, so that gives you the guide. And right now I'm in a pencil mode, so it can be super messy, super loose, because later on you can clean it up. But now I'm going to go ahead and find the midpoint of the room and go ahead and draw my guideline. And then depending on what size of furniture, I found a bed, so I'm going to count over the dimension because I want this bed centered. I'm going to go ahead and find the center point, then offset that line, counting my squares, and then figuring out the length of the bed. So I have that. It's a little over 7 feet, so I'm going to count 7 squares and give it a little more than 7 squares. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the photo reference of the bed and kind of sketch out where my pillows will be and my throw pillows, just so that it's not just a basic rectangle when I'm drawing it. So it has some kind of interest to it. So again, this is all really loose because I'll clean it up later. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and draw the nightstand, and I'm going to count over the square. So look at the dimension of your nightstand. What is the width of it? What is the depth of it? And then use the squares and count it off. That way you can approximate how large it is on the plan. So this allows you to see how it will fit. To copy this, I hit the selection tool, then I use 3 fingers and pull down and go to copy, and then I use the 3 fingers again, pull down and hit paste. And it pulls up something that has the blue marquee, and then I can take that and I can move it wherever I want it to be in the room. So because I want a matching nightstand on the other side, I move it there and I select the selection key again, and I merge those 2 layers and it becomes a single layer. So that way I don't have to draw the nightstand twice. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish drawing the rest of the room, the furniture, and use the dimensions of the furniture you selected, and then we'll move on. So this part will be fast because you're going to look at all the items that you've selected for the room and then draw it in. You have walls. The exterior walls are going to be 8 inches. The interior walls are going to be 4 inches. So you're going to use that grid as an offset reference. You're going to look at the width of the door, do the quarter circle door swing. So right now it's pretty loose because I know I will be able to clean it up. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a turn chair to the corner. In order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use the side of the grid area, kind of out to the side of the room. I'm going to go ahead and draw the chair dimension, counting the width of the chair, so it's a little over 2 feet. The depth of the chair, it's a little over 2 feet, almost close to 3 feet. So once I get the size of this chair correct, I'm detail it out a little bit, give it a back cushion, a side. Then once it looks kind of like the chair that I've selected, and I want to put it into my room, I'm going to hit the selection button, and I'm going to draw around that, and then I'm going to use 3 fingers down, and I'm going to copy and paste, or you can do cut and paste if that's all you're going to do. And so what happens is now you can go back to your layers and find that chair. So you can see the chair there's the chair right here on this layer. So I'm going to select that, the selection tool, the straight arrow, and I'm going to move that chair to where I want it to be, and then I'll rotate it and place it into the room. Okay, so there's that. And because I've accidentally drawn a little bit outside, I'm going to go ahead and erase that with an eraser tool. Alright, so now that I have my room, I'm going to go ahead and merge down the layers of my room so that you can click on and off of the layer and you can see that it's there. I'm going to go ahead and erase the items outside of the room, and you can erase and enlarge your eraser by enlarging the tip just like you would if you were using the pen. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and add a new layer with a plus sign, and then now I'm going to select the ink tool so that I can clean this up. So I usually use technical pen for that, and then I'm going to go ahead and lower the opacity of my under layer. See how that shows it's lighter, darker, so that way I can trace. So this acts like a light box basically, so you can trace a clean layer on top of your pencil sketch so that it will look much cleaner when you present it. So now I'm going to go ahead, making sure my drawing guide is there, but when you click on the layer, you can go to drawing assist, and that acts like a snap. So it will always make sure your lines are straight up and down, side to side, vertical, horizontal line. And then you're going to just drag your draw and you're dragging across. So right now I'm doing the outline of my room using my drawing underneath. And so here's the room perimeter. I'm doing my offset. And then you can, finish inking out the room. So this helps you out so you can keep it clean, and you can again adjust the tip if you want it to be a little thicker lines. but it acts like at the ink pen stage. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is draw or ink the corner turn piece. So click on your layers and then click on the image and then take off the drawing assist. So that drawing assist button should be unchecked. Then go to the corner piece, and now when you draw a line, hold it and it'll automatically straighten up. So just draw a line, hold, and that way you can get a nice straight line like you did for the drawing assist, but for the angled items. So you don't have to use a drawing assist at all. I just use it because it's a little faster for me. But for things that you want to have like a more organic line, you don't have to drag and hold. You can just draw. So things like the pillow or the rug, that's where I'm going to use like my freehand drawing. So you don't have to hold. When you want to have an absolutely straight line, you drag and hold. Now for the lamps, you're going to go ahead and draw a circle and hold it, and it snaps and creates a perfect circle. So you don't have any shaky lines. So when you snap it, it creates a perfect circle, and then it looks like you use a circle template to draw. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the drawing guide so you can see what it looks like. If you want to fill or poche in the walls, you're going to drag and drop that color from the circle of your color icon. And then you do the last bit, and there you have it. This is what it's going to look like. So it looks nice and clean. So now in order to export it, you're going to go to the tools, and then you're going to go to share, select JPEG, and then it pulls up where you want it to send it to. I usually airdrop it to my computer. So if that's where you're creating your PowerPoint or whatever you're using to submit, that's where it's going to go, and then you're done. Now if you want that grid to remain, you're going to turn that drawing guide back on so that you can see and count the squares if your teacher needs to see that. Then you're going to screenshot that, and then you're going to take that and you're going to go ahead and send it again, airdrop it to your computer if that's how it's where you're creating your files, and hit done, and that's it. Alright, so basically this is how you do it. You'll have a grid version for your teacher, or if you plan to render it, you can use this version. I hope that helps you, and I'll see you next time.